Most leaders believe that they are aware, that they have self-awareness. Today, I'm going to talk to you about the skill that most professionals actually overestimate. So, choosing joy begins with awareness, and that means that it replaces autopilot. And many leaders who are highly skilled, they're capable, actually operate on autopilot and don't realize that all the things that they're doing are happening out of a reaction, not necessarily a strategic response. So choosing joy begins when awareness replaces the autopilot. The problem is leadership on autopilot actually creates deadlines that keep stacking up. When we're on autopilot, we may prioritize our time taking care of the things that aren't actually the most important or the highest priority. The problem is there's emotions that can be that can drive us really and create reactions in us. So maybe someone comes to our office and they have an emergency, a crisis that needs to be dealt with. And so, in order to deal with that, we move away from what it was that we were intending to do and we go to help them because either A, we can be a savior. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes we're the hero and we want to take care of it. We could also be in positioning, meaning leadership on autopilot, could be when we are really ignoring our own decision making because we have to be making decisions quickly. And so we're not pausing, taking a breath, and slowing down to make decisions that are actually going to create better outcomes because we're feeling pressured to make decisions instantly. And we could be making decisions on emotions, which is creating reactions, not responses that are strategic. Another problem with leadership that's on autopilot is disconnecting from your purpose. We all have skills, talents, and things that we can bring to the world to make our world a better place. But sometimes we get out of alignment and we're not actually operating with our values at the core in the center. For whatever reason, it happens. And today we're talking about the joy mindset shift that is involved with awareness. Because even though we think we're aware, we're not always fully aware of what's happening in here. Or we could be aware of what's happening in here and we're not changing it. We're just allowing the thoughts to loop and process without making strategic decisions. The mindset shift in this particular blog talks about moving from a reactive response to an intentional, purposeful response. And instead of operating on default, leadership intentionally chooses their response that is in alignment with their core values. That means that they move from overwhelm to centered, confident decision making because they are aligned to the core values. This is in alignment with the lead with joy, L meaning live your values, E meaning embrace resilience, A activate wellness, and D decide with intention. Why awareness matters in leadership. I'm pretty sure you know why awareness matters in leadership, but let me tell you, in my experience, what I've seen. Leadership is actually a discipline. And when we are operating in, you know how they say the one percenters, 99% of individuals are really just going to work, coming home, going to work, coming home, and repeating the same behaviors. Well, the leaders who choose to operate in that 1%, in that higher percentile, are paying attention to their behaviors. They're paying attention to their thoughts, and they're paying attention to their actions, and they're adjusting them when they need to. It is easy to get into autopilot. How many of you have gotten in your car? Next thing you know, you're at home. And you didn't even see the signs that went by. You didn't really see the people that went by. your goal was to get home and you didn't even realize all the other things that are happening around you. That happens in employment too. We go to work, putting out fires, dealing with challenging situations. In education, I know there was never a boring day. When I was an administrator at a school site, there was always something to handle and deal with and to enjoy because I loved being an administrator. When you become aware, you actually learn how to regulate your stress level. You learn how to regulate your emotions, and you're able to respond without excessive emotion. Have you ever seen the individuals that receive the answer no and they blow up? That's part of their operating system. And instead of handling the situation with a conversation, a potential negotiation, it's just a blow up. What the? No! You may have seen it before. Those individuals can learn how to self-regulate. And when you are a leader and you're improving your self-leadership, you learn to regulate your emotions so that you can show up more confidently and calmly. People are attracted to other peoples who operate peacefully, still operate to get things done, but you're peaceful about it. The joy mindset tool that I'm sharing with you today is the awareness pause. There's 5 steps to this. This is really important because joy is journey, options, you choose. It's about your free will. And the joy mindset tool, the awareness pause, is 1. Notice the moment. What's happening around you? What's happening in this decision? 2, pause. Take a breath. Slow down. Relax before you respond, especially if it's a high crisis situation. Take a moment, then respond, because you're going to be interrupting your autopilot. Now, autopilot isn't bad because some of us have been trained to handle crisis situations, aka crisis intervention. And we've been trained to handle examples like crisis intervention. We know how to respond quickly because we've been trained how to respond to situations that require quick responses. And it's strategic and you're trained to handle it that. It's not about freaking out because there's a crisis. That's very different. Step number 3, name what's happening. Ask yourself, how am I feeling right now? Naming the emotion. I'm feeling scared. I'm worried. I'm angry. I'm frustrated. I'm a little pissed off. Whatever it is, name it. Because once you name it, you acknowledge it and you recognize the emotional state that you're in so that you move to step 4, which is choosing intentionally. And when you can name your emotion, you can handle things differently. Joy mindset tool, awareness, pause, 5 steps. 1, notice the moment. 2, pause. 3, name what's happening. 4, choose intentionally. Hey, I thought I said there were 5 steps. Oh, because the first one is notice the trigger. Okay, I see. Good catch. See, that's my awareness. Here's a quick leadership example. A healthcare manager recently shared a common challenge. When staffing problems appeared, she reacted quickly. How many of you seen administrators when teachers call out? I mean, when we were going through the whole COVID and having teachers that got sick, and it was challenging. It was very challenging to be able to still meet the needs of the community and the students and handle when employees were calling out. Well, in this particular example, After learning the awareness pause, this healthcare manager took a deep breath, paused, identified the feeling, concerned, worried that the needs were not going to get met, and was able to get some clarifying questions. Do we have other individuals who want to do some overtime? Looking at what were the options, then this individual was able to create conversations, questions, and stress was decreased because that brought solutions to the table. When this individual went through this model of the joy mindset right here, the awareness pause, this individual was able to handle the situation differently because they slowed down, took a breath, named how they were feeling, and could choose differently. That awareness led to an improved outcome. So, what about you? What do you feel you are most reactive to at work? Do you react when new things are coming down the pipeline? Oh, I don't know why we have to do this. It's working fine. Don't break it if it's not broken, and don't fix it if we're not having a problem. Do you handle it that way? What about situations that challenge your awareness? What situations challenge your awareness most? Have you ever paid attention how you handle things when you are super emotional, when your emotions are very heightened? And this happens a lot when people are angry. When people are angry, they everything is magnified because their emotions are magnified. And so they handle things differently until they become aware of their actual emotional state. Then they can choose differently when situations to whatever it is that triggers that anger can be handled differently. You see, leadership grows when we become aware of our own actions, our thoughts, and our behaviors. And how do you build sustainable joy? Which is really important because that's what we're looking at, right? Sustainable joy is built when we are strengthening our own internal knowing. And so here's a couple examples that were written in this blog. Ask yourself, how do you want to show up today in the morning? How do I want to show up happy? Do you realize, like, sometimes we wake up and we're just not in the best mood? I mean, sometimes people have Monday madness and they're just not happy because they have to go to work. They have to do something, right? How do you want to show up? Asking yourself, how do I want to show up? And actually acknowledging how you are showing up and changing should you choose. Midday, taking a moment to just step back. Step back, get some water, take a breath, go for a walk, spend a few moments on you. And in the evening, you could do a reflection of one leadership moment. How did it go? What did you learn from it? What do you want to do differently? Choosing joy is a choice. It is not accidental. It is not emotion. It doesn't fleet. Joy is journey options you choose. It is about your free will. It is about your personal agency. So my invitation to you is to take the joy mindset assessment. It's a great tool. It's about 10 questions. You answer them honestly. From that, you will receive a report on the mindset that you are operating in that moment. You will also receive 8 emails that are segmented out for 21 days. Why 21 days? Because it takes 21 days to make change. And based on the mindset that you are operating in on your on the assessment in that moment, because you can take it at different times, uh, you will receive information that will be supportive to help you to progress to the joy mindset. Thank you for your time. Have a beautifully blessed day. Remember to like, follow, and share.